Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, The State of Our World, on Monday, February 8th, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, indifferent? All three. The coronavirus is still with us. Apparently we have about 27 million cases in the United States. And we have closing in on almost 500,000 fatalities from this virus. But they do say the number of new cases each day is going down, the number of deaths each day is going down, the number of hospitalizations is going down. So I guess that's good news. But you have to wear a mask whenever you go out. You have to practice social distancing. And you have to only go out when you have to, and then we can conquer this virus. So that's very important. Now, the coronavirus doesn't know anything about borders, nationalities, or religions, or gender, or anything like that. And the International Criminal Court, which is an international body, has ruled that crimes committed in the Palestinian territories by Israel and others are punishable. They're real, and Israel and these other groups should be punished. They also mentioned groups like Hamas, and they mentioned the Israeli government. The Israeli government has had a policy of making Palestinians unwelcome in the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem. They made things so uncomfortable for them that they would leave. A lot of Palestinians live in the United States, many in California, and they definitely given a hard time. They constantly lose land to Israeli settlements. Israeli settlers who set up settlements, many of which are illegal, periodically go to Palestinian farms and destroy their crops. They also injure and kill Palestinians of all ages, and they demolish. The Israeli government will demolish homes that they say are illegally built, do not have the right permit to build, and they'll just destroy a Palestinian's home and leave a family with nothing. So, but now they can be Israel can be held accountable, charged with crimes by the International Criminal Court, and I think that's a good thing. Of course, Israel claims that this is anti-Semitic. Well, Semites are people who include Hebrews and Arabs. So when Israel commits crimes against non-Hebrews, against Palestinians, and others, Arabs, they're acting as anti-Semites. So Semitic peoples are not just the Hebrews, includes Arabs, Muslims, Palestinians, etc. So anyway, Israel's president is crying foul that the International Criminal Court would dare to say that they should be punished for crimes against Palestinians in the Palestinian territories. And Israel forces these people to live in smaller and smaller areas. They have limited access to water and electricity, and at any time can have their home destroyed. They can be arrested at any time. And Israel's not providing personal protective equipment to those in the Palestinian territories, or the vaccine now that it's available. They're only providing it to some healthcare workers. Not enough. They don't realize that the virus doesn't know anything about religion, so it spreads. So you have to provide the personal protective equipment and the vaccine to everybody. Many Palestinians commute to Israel for jobs. The Palestinian territories were originally part of the Ottoman Empire or the Turkish Empire. And they, after World War I, the French and the Italian and the British divided up the former Ottoman Empire or Turkish Empire, and the British got the area that is Palestine, and they have this is an area that has been disputed, wanted by the Hebrews and wanted by the Palestinians, and the British have promised it to both. And then in 1948, Israel was created by the UN, they got part of Palestinian territories, and the rest remained in the hands of the Arab peoples. But through various wars and conflicts, Israel has gotten more and more were Palestinian lands under the Ottoman Empire. And so now we have the International Criminal Court finally trying to hold Israel accountable for their crimes against the Palestinian people. And I hope they'll be successful. Of course, Israel is crying foul. How dare they trying to prosecute us? And our new president, Biden, has said they're going to have to look at what the International Criminal Court has decided. So, not a good situation, because the president of Israel, Prime Minister of Israel, is also being held accountable for various criminal charges in Israel, in addition to this. So, I think it's only fair that Palestinians be treated fairly, and that the Israeli Hebrews learn to share. Okay. Now, I think maybe it's time for a little something. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. I think it's time for lighter mood. How about a song? Okay. A song I'd like to sing is, let's see. How about a song called Friend? There's a time in your life when you need to know if you have a friend or not. So won't you open up the door and let me come back home and be your friend again? Will you stand by my side? Will you say you are my friend? This I need to know. I've done a lot of traveling all over this world, and one thing I have learned, there's a time in my life when I need to know if I have a friend or not. I will open up the door and let you come back home and be your friend again. I will stand by your side. I will say you are my friend, and I will be true to you. Okay, that's a song called Friend, something I wrote a while ago. I hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Monday, February 8th, 2021, for another meeting with Caroline Speaks, the State of Our World. I hope you will be back again tomorrow. Remember, wear that mask, only go out when you have to, and practice social distancing. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night.